friends, welcome to another color and chat, and today we're coloring in Mythographic Paradise by Fabiana Attanasio, and we're using Crayola color pencils, for now at least. I started doing the outline around the clouds, and I'm going to continue with, this is just regular blue, and color around all the things in the area of the sky with the dark color, and then I'm going to go in and use cerulean for the lighter color to kind of color in the spots inside of the outline, the darker outline. And then we're just gonna go from there. As far as like the little objects that are hidden, I'm gonna leave those uncolored and just color around them so they kind of stand out, because I really like the idea of like hidden things in the pictures. I think it's really cool. So I'm just, so that you can tell what they are, I'm just gonna not color those in and then color everything else around it in. And we are definitely gonna use some glitter because these pictures definitely scream glitter. So let's get started. Just keep using our blue in the sky here. And I'm gonna use blue in the water too, but a different color blue. Haven't decided what color blue yet. So how's everybody doing? I hope you're doing fine. I'm doing good. I was having trouble with my phone, which is why it's been over a week since I posted a video, that and I've been visiting with family and stuff. But I was having trouble with my phone all of a sudden, where it kept saying my phone's storage was full when it was not. And my friend Misty, who is Country Yell's Coloring Place on YouTube here, suggested that I go and actually fully delete all of the photos that I had deleted off of my photo app. Like, just because you delete them off the app, they're not deleted off your phone. So I did that, and it helped a ton, free up a ton more space. Like, I actually didn't even know that your phone held on to your photos like that for so long after you deleted them. I guess it's in case you want to like get them back if you're like, whoops, which I understand that, but it was like, there was like over 200 photos that weren't deleted totally. So that's where all my storage was gone. Or had gone, I should say. So anyway, I got that sorted out. So now I'm able to film a color and chat. I know I say this a lot probably, but I have so many uncolored books. It's shameful. So, I'm really gonna do my best this month and the months following to color what I have. Like, you know, kind of like focus on what I have as opposed to what I don't have, which is good practice for life in general. But especially in the coloring community, because we're always like, oh my god, what's that new book? It's so cool. Like, there's a Halloween themed cross-stitch like color by number book coming out by Alice Mills Publishing, or it's already out actually, and that one looks really cool for Halloween. But I mean, Halloween's in October. It's the very last day of October, so you know, I don't have to have it right this minute, but it is really cool. And it's kind of hard to resist buying things when they're new sometimes, because it's like when, you know, when everybody's talking about it and stuff. There's so many other things I want to color that like I already own, and I'm just like, ugh, like, get it together. Be grateful for what you have instead of what wishing you had stuff you don't, that you know, wishing for stuff, you know. I don't know if that made sense, but yeah, just be grateful. To remind myself, because at some point it just becomes like ridiculous, especially like in my case. I have no room for my books. I say that a lot, but I literally have a stack of books uncolored on my coffee table. Even if they were colored in, I couldn't put them on any shelves because I don't have any shelves to put them on. So, you know, my mom did say, I think I said in a previous coloring chat, that she had a bookcase I could have, which is nice. I think it'll make everything look a lot tidier in here because it looks a little wrecked at the moment. But I guess there are worse things. But I just know I have a tendency to like go overboard with things that I like and be a little obsessive, so I'm trying to keep that in check. You know, I'm sure y'all can relate. If you're wondering, the Crayola pencils work really well on this paper. I was a little skeptical at first because sometimes when you use Crayola on like smooth paper, it doesn't really show up well, but I think it looks fine actually. And I knew I had to use a hard pencil on this particular book because it's so detailed. Like if I used Prismacolor, I was afraid it was gonna like just be kind of a mushy mess, you know? So I was either gonna have to use like these or polychromos, something harder. That's just my personal preference though. I'm sure you could use whatever and it would be amazing. I also thought about using, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I thought about using my watered down gel crayons in this book too, because I thought the watercolor effect would look really neat in this book, and I still do. But I don't know what picture I would use it on. This book is really thick. Probably because it's single-sided, so that probably makes it twice the size it would normally be. But yeah, it's really thick. Also, like I said, the paper is really nice. So I thought about getting the like secret garden one that Fabiana just released in this Mythographic series. It's not really called Secret Garden. I don't remember what it's called. But I actually think I like the pictures in this book better. So that's why I picked this book. And I love the way Fabiana draws in general. Like I have her Snow White and her Alice in Wonderland books, which I really like. I like to use Prismacolor in those books actually. And also watercolor colored pencils. That's also a favorite. But yeah, I haven't colored as much in her other books as I would like. Let me think. I think total I colored 1 double page spread. No, 2 double page spreads. And 3 single pages, so 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages in both books total, which to me is not enough. There should be way more, especially considering the amount of time that I've owned them. Like, pretty sure I've had them since 2017. So, and they're really enjoyable to color in because they're not super detailed. Even though the same goes for this book, like even though there's a lot going on, it doesn't feel too overwhelming. Like, feels like it's easy to pick things out and just kind of go a little bit at a time if you wanted. Or if you wanted, you could just color the hidden pictures and leave the rest of the page blank. You know, however you like to do it. But I'm going to do the opposite and leave the hidden parts blank, like the music note right here. I'm not going to color that. There's also, for a minute I thought this fin down here was I don't know why I thought this. There are volcanoes up here, but for some reason I thought there was a volcano coming up out of the ocean, and I'm like, no, that's part of his fin. It's funny because they have like fish fins, even though they're dolphins. Like, dolphins have flippers. I don't know. I thought that was a really funny detail because they're supposed to be very fantasy-like and definitely has paradise vibes. I don't know, I just love this book. I love all of my coloring books. Like, I have a ton of coloring books, but I love them all. They're all like my babies. I think this is cloud too. I don't think this is sky. I don't know. We'll just go ahead and color around this. Like, the cloud stops right here. Alright, let's see. So we're going to fill in the white spaces with cerulean. And when I looked at my swatch book, I was going to use a different blue, and then I was like, no, I kind of like this blue. Because, you know, it's mythographic. Like, it's supposed to not be, like, totally true to life, you know? You can take certain liberties with stuff. That you might otherwise not take. And I debated whether or not to use like alcohol markers because it is single-sided, but I'm deathly afraid. This is probably not true, but I'm deathly afraid that the ink from the alcohol marker is gonna like feather. And since the areas in this book are so tiny, I was like, no, I can't take the chance. It won't look good. So I was like, I'm gonna use pencil and gel pen, obviously. But I'm like, I'm gonna use pencil, go old school. Take forever to color it. It's like that time I colored the Kirby Roseanne's picture in Color Morphia, the tree with the face, from I think it was Mythographic, and it took me like 30 days. I think it took me an entire month and all I did was color that one picture. I think I said before, I was so sick of leaves, but it's true. To this day, I'm kind of like, oh, how many leaves does this picture have? I think that's too many leaves. But it was worth it because it came out nice. But I was still like, ew. How did I do this before I had alcohol markers? And like you could use alcohol markers in Color Morphea, but my OCD won't let me. I guess it's OCD. It's like, no, it's double-sided. You'll ruin the other side. Even though, like, I might not ever color the other side. I still have to leave the possibility open that I might one day want to color the other side. I don't know. My brain works in mysterious ways sometimes. So funny. So funny the, like, limitations we put on ourselves for the silliest things. Like, I'm probably not going to color every page in this book. Certainly, almost certainly. But we always, or at least I do, always buy a book that I really like, and I'm like, I'm going to color every page. I like every page, and then it's like, 5 years later, there's only 2 colored pages in a book. You know what I think it is? I think it's just that we appreciate the artist's work, and so we're like, but that doesn't, you can appreciate their work but not have to color every single page in a book. I mean, you can, but like, don't beat yourself up about it if you don't do that. There are some people out there who like won't start a new book until they finish a book they already have, and man, that's dedication. I can't do that. I would get so bored. Even if like the book had a variety of different things in it, I would be so bored after a while. Like, I can color about 2 pages if they're quick pages in a book, but if I go beyond 2, it's like I risk being burnt out on that book for quite a while. So hats off to you if you do that. Finish your book like that before you start a new one. And if you have done that before, how many finished books do you have? I'm very close to finishing one of my 10 books to finish from the tag, which is the Jade Summer Intricate Mandalas. I have a few left, but it's definitely doable. And when I say 10 books to finish, I don't mean within this year. I mean in general, in my lifetime. So I'll be very happy when I finish that book. I'll be like, yay, I did something. I did a thing. I finished a whole project. Because I haven't counted my books in like years, but I have probably over 200, I think. It's got to be close to 200 if it's not already over 200 for sure. And it's funny because if I look at it now, like I'm looking at it across the room, I'm like, well, it is a lot, but is it really 200? And I think it is. It was funny because my dad was like, well, you'll never get bored. I was like, yep, that's true. It's what I always say. There'll always be something to color in. I'm going to go back and go over the darker blue again so it stands out a little more when I'm done with the cerulean. I don't know if you can see the outline as well on camera as you can with the naked eye, so I'm just going to go through and color back over with the darker blue when I'm done with this. It's so funny when you're used to like coloring with marker and then color pencil on top, or just marker on marker, and you go back to coloring with just color pencil. It's like, oh my god. Is this taking slower, or did I get slower? I think you just get used to the one medium and you forget sometimes until you go back to it and you're like, oh, this is why I only finish 2 pages at a time a month back in the day, because it does take longer, but it's also a little more versatile of a medium colored pencil, so it's a little bit of a trade-off. No matter what you color with, like, don't be afraid to take your time. It's really not a race. I know we have this thing in the coloring community where it's like, oh, I colored 100 pages in a month, and we're like, ooh. It's okay. It's not a race. I have to remind myself of that sometimes too. Oh, I think in a previous coloring chat I said I couldn't find my eraser. I found it. It was in one of my marker cases. It's a really tiny eraser, so it was kind of hiding in there a little. And it was one of those things where I put it in there thinking, I'll put it in here so it doesn't get lost, and then forgot that I put it in there. Go figure. Oh wait, are these clouds, or are these part of the ocean right here? I'm gonna say those are clouds. Let me go ahead and, I'm not gonna do this because it's too tiny of a space, but we'll start right here. That's good. So I think with the fins, I'm gonna like blend 2 colors together. But with the dolphin, I'm gonna make him like make them regular gray color, and then make the little crystals on their bodies a certain number of colors. I spent a little while staring at it yesterday, like, Am I going to do anything specific? I'm not really like a planner of like, you know, what colors go where, but sometimes I get like an idea in my head when I look at something and I'm like, oh, okay. That would go good there. It's been raining here for like 4 days or so, 4 or 5 days, and it's so blah, but the sun has come out just now, which makes me happy. We love our vitamin D fix. At least it's not rainy and cold, which is like the worst thing. I think I might do the palm trees with fine liner. I think my cat's at the door wanting in. She has like a uncanny ability to like wait until I'm filming a video and then want in or out. Excuse me, miss. Wait just a second. Also, like, even when I'm not filming, I feel like she knows when I've started to do something that, like, requires attention or concentration, because, like, when I'm making dinner or whatever, she'll all of a sudden want in. And I know it's probably because she can hear me, like, on the other side of the door, like, banging around and stuff. So she's like, oh. But I don't know, she's so funny. Animals have personalities all their own, for sure. I should put, well, I already colored right here, but I should put some dark blue right here. Wait, maybe that wasn't her. Maybe that was just the door creaking. I don't know. I'll go check. Let me go check. I'll be right back. Okay. I'm back. That wasn't her. Oh. Oh my gosh. I thought she was she was outside and she just walked out of the bedroom. Oh, honey. I'm such a bad mother. I seriously thought I had let her outside. Nope. She must have been on my bed or under my bed. Oh my gosh. Too funny. I'm so derpy sometimes. Hi, baby. She's a little upset with me because today was her flea medicine day. She's not a huge fan of the flea medicine, even though it doesn't hurt her or anything. I just think she doesn't like the feeling of me, like, she doesn't like to be picked up. So I think that's the main thing. But you gotta do it. You don't want fleas or ticks, do ya? Yeah. Oh. She's marking the corner of the coloring book like, oh, this is mine. It's in my territory now. Too funny. Too funny. She probably heard me talking and was like, I'm right here, Mom. Like, I'm not outside. Now, a lot of these delineations I made in the sky with the darker color around the clouds and stuff might not be totally accurate, because sometimes it's hard to tell where one thing starts and one thing ends. Classic coloring dilemma, but you know, it's okay. Like, I didn't put any dark right here where I'm coloring because I thought it would take up too much space in this area. Alright, so we did that. Next, I think we'll do the palm trees with fine liner. We're just gonna make them normal colored palm trees. So, I have this like pencil pouch thing that my sister gave me at Christmas time, and it has, these are for another page I'm working on. These are the Arteza premium color pencils. I also have some like fine liners. So I think I'm gonna take this one. Are all these green? Yeah, they are. But I also have like, here's a Copic ink refill. Here's my Copic, one of them. Here's like my metallic gold pen. Here are some Copic fine liners. I have a gray one too. Here are my favorite blenders. The Derwent blender pens. I love this pen. This is a metallic bronze Pentel Sleazy 0.8. This pen is amazing. They come in a set too, but I wouldn't use the other metallic ones. I just want the gold, the silver, and the bronze. This is a gray Copic multiliner. This is my favorite water brush. This is the Zig water brush. And unlike the Pentel water brush, this doesn't leak. So they come in different sizes. I have this one, and which is the fine tip one, and the one size above it. This is one of my favorite gold pens. This is a Pentel Hybrid Dual Metallic. This is a Blick Studio marker. This is the only Blick marker I own. It's a brush tip marker, and it's 242 Shortbread. It's one of the newer colors. It's like a really pale skin color. So yeah, it's a little tiny tour of, oh yeah, and this is my favorite metallic silver. It's the Uniball Gel 1.0 metallic silver. And these are, you can't really tell, but in this pouch is like all the little broken pieces of the Caran d'Ache blender pencil, which is my favorite blender pencil. But it always comes like broken. This is just different pens. Like, this is a Papermate Flare Black, these two. This is a Sharpie S Gel. This is like just a regular ballpoint pen from Dollar General. So we have our green, getting back to our coloring. We have our green, and we need a brown, which, oh sorry honey. We need a brown, so let's look in here. I do have a brown in here, but is it the right color brown? So I think I'm gonna use this brown. The cap makes it look a little lighter than it really is sometimes. So, yep. Alright. Let's get to work. And you can blend these, but you have to be really quick. Like, they're water-based. So like they're not meant for blending, but you can blend them if you're super quick about it and light-handed with your coloring. Like, take the caps off of all of your pens and then just switch really quickly so you can blend them in before they completely dry into the paper. If you're doing it on like Amazon paper or like really porous paper, be super quick. I don't even know if I would recommend it because you might tear that paper. But if it's paper like this, or like Joanna Basford's paper or Hannah Carlson's paper, you could definitely do it if you're quick enough and not tear the paper. I've done it in a couple of books and it works really well. And really any fine liner will blend if you're quick enough on thick enough paper. So they don't have to be these Staedtler fine liners. They can be the Shuttle Art ones or the Stabilo ones, whichever. It's so funny, I haven't used my Stabilo fine liners in so long. And actually, I really like the colors that Stabilo fine liners come in, but it's hard to find the bigger sets. At least here where I live. There's like a tin of like 60, or maybe it's more than 60 that you can buy like on Amazon, but they're kind of expensive. And I get the feeling that like they're not that expensive in Europe. It's more of because I live in the States. That's why they're more expensive. Kind of like Caran d'Ache art supplies aren't that expensive in like Switzerland where they're made, and makes sense because I know some of our European friends have said that Prismacolor is hard to come by and it's kind of expensive, and it's not expensive at all over here. Not anymore. It was expensive here until, or fairly expensive here until about 5-6 years ago, and then they lowered their prices. I don't know if that was due to like the adult coloring boom or whatever, but they also used to run commercials at one point few years ago, which I never saw. So they must have really been trying to like push the adult coloring thing or encourage people to draw more, which is good. But I had never seen like advertisements, like commercial advertisements for them. I only knew about them through like school art classes and stuff. I think after I finish coloring these palm tree fronds, I'm going to call it a day with our color and chat. I'll probably do one more color and chat with this picture, just so you can kind of see the progress, because I know I always like to see that whenever someone's doing like a more detailed picture. Ta-da! Finished with our little group of trees right here. And I'm going to keep on coloring them off camera and kind of like get down into this part of the picture. And then I'll come back in a couple days and I'll do like a part 2 for this picture. So I think it looks pretty good so far. Excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, darken the outlines around the clouds up here. But thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening to my rambles and my coloring, watching my coloring. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!